right. Are we good, Ruby? Should I start? Can we start now?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to day two of the body challenge, as in the body and the earth, your body and the earth. So today's topic is body and movement, and I'd really like to ask you, what does movement mean for you? What does it mean to you? When I say movement, what is that? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, papa, call 9 shots, boys, forwards and beyonds. So the moving and shaking. Yeah, Kanika, thank you for that. Moving and shaking. Yeah. So I'd like us to, just for these 10 seconds, if you could allow yourself to ask your body, how would you like to move? Like literally that question, how would you like to move? And everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive the whispers, you destroy and uncreate that. Right and wrong, good and bad, hot and cold, call 9 shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. So movement is often misidentified as exercise. Movement is often, considered that if you're not moving, you're lazy. It's either or. It's like, if you're not moving, means you're not exercising. If you're not moving, means you're lazy. It's movement is, you could be you could be lying in bed and there's still movement. There's movement in your body. The blood is still flowing. Your heart is still pumping. There's movement. Your body is alive. That's movement. There's a flow within your body. So if you recognize now, when we look at the flow within our body enjoys the same flow outside of it. So when you are moving, are you moving with force and effort and putting up an image, or are you flowing? That's the movement of what your body is actually asking for. Like, if you look at the earth's constantly, there's constant movement. The earth doesn't stop moving. If the earth stops rotating on its axis, what happens? If the earth says, today I'm tired, I'm not going to revolve. Oops. So it's like, how many of you have decided that you will move when you want to, instead of when your body is asking to move? How many of you have decided that you will move how you want to, instead of asking, what movement would the body enjoy? When creation, if you look at creation is constant movement. So when you stop creating, when you go into that mode of, being pathetic, being contracted, being that energy of rejection, resistance, with your barriers up, you're actually shutting out the possibility of the movement that could actually contribute to you and your body. Creation is constant movement, and when there is no movement, there is no creation. So, having talked about all of that, let's look at the body. And yes, Sugandha says it's like breathing. Absolutely, that is movement. Breathing is movement. So when you look at movement and you'll be like, okay, I've got to go every day, I've got to move. So I must enroll in a gym. I must go to the gym every day. I must do yoga. I must swim. I must dance. And there's a like, I must, I have to, I should. If I don't do that, I put on weight. If I don't do that, my body gets tired. If I don't do that, my muscles get weak, or whatever the reasons you tell yourself as to why you're doing yoga or exercise in a gym or Pilates or whatever you're choosing to do. If you're coming from a space of I should and I must, that's not a contribution to your body. But if you are aware of the possibilities, if you're aware of the different types of movements that's available, and now you ask your body, okay, body, what would you like to choose today? Just because you signed up in a gym doesn't mean you have to go to the gym every day. Just because you have a trainer who comes home teaching you yoga and a yoga instructor doesn't mean you have to do it every day because you paid him. Ask your body, what would you enjoy today? Body, what are you asking for today? And then go with that. You know, your life, the creation of your life, who you be, is like that person on the rim of a coin, constantly moving forward, constantly moving forward, constantly moving forward. You're on the rim of the coin. You don't go to the heads and you don't go to the tails. You're on the rim of the coin. The moment you go to the heads, the coin drops. If you go to the tails, the coin drops. But if you're on the rim and you're constantly moving, there's a constant movement. The rim, when the rim is interesting point of view, either sides is polarity of right and wrong. So when you go to a one side of the coin, say you choose the heads, you've chosen a polarity. When you've chosen polarity, there is no forward movement. That's when the coin falls flat. And now that's when you become like the hamster in the wheel. You think you're moving, but you're not. You think you're moving forward, but you're not. You're sitting on a point of view. And now that point of view is controlling you. It's heavy, it's dense, there is no movement. The lightness comes, if you recognize, the lightness comes with the forward movement of you being on the rim, of you being interesting point of view. And that, my friends, is movement. The moment you stop being interesting point of view, you stop movement. And movement with the body comes from being interesting point of view of what you can choose as movement with your body, instead of somebody telling you what is the right way to move for your body. When you do that is when your body goes like a coin, goes flat. Because now you've gone to the right way of moving instead of constant movement by asking a question. So I invite you all today to ask your body, what movement would you enjoy today? Just a second, guys. My dog is asking for attention. And when he asks for attention, everything stands still. There's no movement. Okay. So I'd like you all to ask this question of, okay, body, what movement would you enjoy today? What forward movement? When there's a forward movement, it's you being the generative energy, because you can only be the generative energy when there are questions being asked, when you're being interesting point of view, and when there is no conclusion or where you have to go and what you have to do. So what movement can I include? What movement, body, can we include that can have us having more fun? What if movement was to have fun and not to tighten your muscles and to lose weight or whatever? What if you're having fun with the movement that your body is asking for could create what you've been looking to create with your body? and everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive that. Would you destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, line shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. Friends, when we look at movement forward with, hello, Shwetaba, thank you for switching on your video. When you look at forward movement from a space of question, choice, possibility, and contribution is when you are on the rim. And now what you can actually receive is the contribution of everything that's going on around you. And that's when you're being the spherical receiving and the spherical awareness. Hi, Harish. Thank you for having your video on. So when you are willing to be the forward movement, guys, is the space of creation. Anything else is destruction. Anything else is stagnancy. Anything else is, you know, when you look at your life and you're like, it isn't moving, and you hear yourself saying, I'm working so hard, but nothing's changing. Or you look at your life and you'll be like, I don't know why, you know, I'm stuck here. That's when you're sitting on that coin. You're sitting on the heads, or you're sitting on the tail. You think you're moving, but you're just being the hamster in the wheel. So Sugandha has a question in Instagram. She says, what if this is happening, not able to create anything? What would it take to change? A great question to ask there is, what am I avoiding and defending with the position that I am taking? Because when you are not in movement, you've got to have taken a position that doesn't allow you to move, that doesn't allow movement. So what am I avoiding and defending with the position that I have taken? Everything that is times a godzillion. Would you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pop, line shots, boys, forwards, and beyonds. So your body is a lot like the earth, which we're going to talk about tomorrow in our final call. And for today, I would really like you to ask, okay, if I was being the constant movement that my body is asking for, what could I create with it? What could we create together? And create from that space, ask to be the generative energy from that space. Movement is required, guys. Anything that's stagnant decays. Anything that's stagnant dies. If your blood stops flowing in your body, oops. If your heart stops pumping, oops. It requires movement. If you stop breathing, it's again an oopsie. So you require movement. And the movement that you require is a flow, not an effort and force. Your body doesn't enjoy effort and force. That's just exercising. Exercising is not movement. Movement is a flow. Even if you're going to the gym, if it's a flow for you, that's movement in those 10 seconds for your body. If you're dancing, but you are forcing your body to dance, that's not movement, although it may seem to be a flow, but it's not. It's coming from force and effort. But if the dance is coming from a flow, if your body is like, ooh, it's like, you know, there's just expansiveness, and there's receiving, and there's that spherical awareness. Because when there's a constant movement, there's this energy of total awareness, total receiving, and total possibilities, which is the spherical, which is spherical in nature and not surface. It's not just on the surface. It's actually receiving from everywhere. So I invite you all to play with this energy. I invite you all to play with what is movement for you, body. Show me. Play with it and be willing to enjoy it. Don't have a judgment of it. Don't be like, but I don't like yoga. Body, why are you saying yoga? Or don't be like, but I don't enjoy swimming. Well, if you don't have a pool, go stand under the shower, go fill a tub of water and soak yourself in water. Maybe your body is just asking for that movement. What is your body asking for? And if there was nothing that could stop you, would you listen to it? All right, lovelies. I'm going to see you all tomorrow with our final call. And I hope this was a contribution.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you so much.
you.
Let us have a picture.
Yes, yes,
And
please.
yes,
Yeah,
smile,
Thank
please.
you.
thank
This
you.
play is amazing. I would love to play with it.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Shweta. Yeah, thank you all.
Yes,
And
thank you.
thank you, Harish. Thank you. Now look forward to seeing you all
Thank you.
tomorrow night. And do share if something shows up for you. All right, guys. Bye.
Yes.
See you. Thank